Thanks for the support as a channel member, Nathan Rowley. Well, in yesterday's episode, I thought promotion this year was going to be a formality. Then it all came flooding back, and we forgot how to win football matches again. Hello and welcome to part 33 of Bourne in the USA. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you in the league. We're away against Richmond, who were supposed to be one of our promotion rivals. It looks like they're actually down in mid-table. We also play Hartford City. As you can see, we are top of the league. Doesn't necessarily tell you the whole story. It's a very different league to what it's been in recent years, because this time round, it seems nobody wants to win it. We had an absolutely rotten November, where I think if you take that friendly and that cup game out, we went 5 games without winning a football match. We have turned it around a little bit in the last couple of matches, although a draw against Core Valley is not ideal. And this is what the league table looks like. Top of the table, 23 points on the board, 47 points. So a level on points with Carolina, and Rhode Island 1 point behind, Coyotes 2 points behind them. So it is very tight at the top. And we need to go on a little bit of a run now where we're not losing games, or even a winning run would be even better. And there's also been a little bit of transfer business. We are in the middle of the January window now. So Oliver Saunders has left the club, the goalkeeper from last year. He was in a grumpy because he wasn't playing. So he's gone to play for Vallejo. He can go and not play for them instead. That's fine by me. But we have brought in a good player. I know these come along very rarely. I think the last good player we brought in was Jorge Hernandez this time last year. But Matthew Booth is a good player. He's only 17 years old, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's so much better than any other central midfielder we've got at the club. It's not even funny. He's only played a couple of games for us because he's only just signed at the start of January. But if he's as good as that star rating indicates, that's the first time we've had a good midfielder since old man Atencio. And that has been a long time now. So this is the team for the game against Richmond Youth. As you can imagine, Booth is very much in that midfield, and the rest of what's wrong with Brooke? It's fine. So the rest of the team is Buckner in goal, a back four of Nice, Sullivan, Brooke and Cullen, Booth and Briones in midfield, Williams and Huyan out wide, Stone and Jorge Hernandez up front. We don't have a backup goalkeeper at the moment, so we have a greyed out player on there. I know how much that's going to annoy some of you, because a lot of you don't like having a goalkeeper on the bench at the best of time. A greyed out goalkeeper on the bench? What are you doing, Kev? Putting a goalkeeper on the bench. Okay, so we've got 7 substitutes. If you haven't got, if you can't put 6 players on the bench, you can cover every position. Your squad's your squad's rubbish. There's no reason to have 7 outfield players on the bench. You can only bring 3 of them on. So one of them can be a goalkeeper, and there's still going to be 3 players who don't come on. It's fine. Honestly, it's fine. Adding an extra outfield player there does nothing. Right. Why are we not winning yet? Richmond Youth down in 11th place. They are playing a flat back 5. Bunch of miseries. Who plays with just 1 forward and everyone else behind the ball? Come on now. Show a little bit of ambition, mainly because I don't know that we're good enough to break down this kind of setup. It's very clever from them. It's the kind of system that's absolutely going to dominate the midfield where we only have 2 men. And it doesn't matter how good Booth is. If they've got all those players crowding around the central midfield, we're going to struggle to get any time on the ball and just rely on lumping it forward to our forwards, which is what we're going to try and do here. Williams has got a counter-attack on. Lump it. Why are you not lumping it? Lump it. I don't know why he didn't lump it. My instructions were clear. There needs to be a lump it shout down the bottom. It's a little bit frustrating that there isn't one. 0-0 at half-time. This has been the story of the last couple of months in game now, where we're not very good. We don't play very well. We don't score very many goals, but everyone else who's supposedly in the promotion hunt is just as bad as we are. So we had that 5 games without a win, and at no point did we fall off the top of the league. We've been top of this table for like 3 or 4 months at this point, and no one is challenging us for it, even though we're pretty rubbish. Poor old Charlotte Academy, you'd be turning in their graves if they saw what was going on to this league. They dominated so impressively a couple of years ago. Huyan with the cross, Hernandez with the header, hits the top of the crossbar. It's nice to see a little bit of penalty area action. Not that it actually led to a goal at all. And it's now Richmond lurking on the edge of the area for a free kick. It's curled in. It's a decent effort, but it does go just wide. And Carolina have just gone ahead against Boston. So I think that does, it does put them top of the league as things stand. So we are going to need a goal. Hernandez looking for the in-swinging corner, looking for Brook, and there is Jeff Brook, a 7th goal of the season from our captain, and that puts us 1-0 up and puts us back to the top of the table. Even when nothing looks like it's going to work out, Jeff Brook just turns up and does this. The man's ridiculous. It is like having a carbon copy of Harrison Davies off of the home save, just slotted in to this Bourne save in America. Jeff Brook is my hero. Goal kick forward from Buckner. It's absolutely terrible, and it's given Richmond the opportunity to just start building an attack up again. We are starting to look towards some substitutes. Williams is on a 6.2. That probably needs dealing with. Cullen does well to win the ball back there, but then remembers he doesn't know how to pass. And to be fair, he did lump, and I did ask for lumping, but it was a lump that was nowhere near any of these Bourne shirts. Useful ball in here, though, and Buckner has he got any hands? He's waved his arms sort of up in the air, but the ball has passed through them. I need to just clarify here what's gone on. How has Buckner not saved this? Well, that has gone through his fingers. Phenomenal. Right, Williams is going to come off. Why is Fava not on the bench? My usual substitution is to bring Fava on for him. Well, that's not good. We don't have anyone else who can play on the left wing. So I guess Williams gets to stay on. Booth hasn't played well. Flores can come on for him. We're going to bring on Jackson Hernandez for Stone. And I look at that bench and no one else is going to change the game. So we'll just make those two change. What's up? Fava must be injured. I don't know why Pasquev's not got him on the bench. I'm sure he has his reasons, but I'm not on board with them. Brook is going to come off. Maldonado's coming off him. Brook wasn't fully fit before the game, remember? So Maldonado can come on and play centre-back to see out this game. But it does look like for the first time in a long time, we have fallen off the top of the league here. And this is a little bit of a worry that we need to make sure we're not going to get stuck into these playoffs again, because me and playoffs on FM21 are not comfortable bedfellows. We need to go up automatically, especially because this league this year is rubbish. It is right there for the taking. We just need to put a run of wins together. Right, just the one change for the Hartford game then, and we've got Goncalves back in midfield, allowing us to use Booth in a slightly more attacking box-to-box midfielder role. We've also got Fava back on the bench, should we need him. And if it's anything like the last game, we'll definitely need him, because just no oomph. We've got to have oomph. Oomph is so important to scoring goals. That's all we've got is our oomph. Take our oomph away and we're nothing. Who are Carolina playing? They're at home against Cleburne, who are down in 13th place. So you would expect another win for Carolina today, but hopefully oh goodness me, Coyotes are winning as well. We're down to 3rd place as it stands. We can't do this again. I can't have 3 years of the playoffs. It's a lovely ball over the top. Hernandez is in and he's hit the post. Oh, why does stuff... Why? Just why? That had goal written all over it. I don't understand. Right, Goncalves brings it down nicely in midfield, actually. Plays a little 1-2 with Booth, and now Huyan on the right-hand side. Cross comes in. I think that was Williams lurking at the far post, but wasn't able to get there. And now the ball forward is pretty aimless, and Cullen has dealt with it and played it forward to Booth. Booth turns, plays it out to Nice, who's pushing forward on this left-hand side. Lovely cross from Nice. Huyan nods down to Stone, and now Hernandez is in, and this time Jorge Alberto Hernandez does score his 23rd goal of the season. Less than 6 minutes on the clock. It's Bourne 1, Hartford 0, and that should, at the very least, put us back up to 2nd place. I imagine Carolina are already winning. It is a lovely finish from Hernandez. Oh, it actually puts us back to the top of the league currently, because Carolina not yet ahead against Cleburne, but it is tight at the top. There's a little breakaway of 3 ever so slowly starting to form. Rhode Island Rhode Island are suffering as much as we are in recent years. They're forever one of the favourites. Eventually they'll make it out of this league, but what a goal from Sam Williams. A beautiful free kick, a 5th goal of the season for him, but this is a thing of beauty. I thought he was going to be losing his place this year with Favre arriving, but he's forced his way back in on the left-hand side of midfield, and it's things like that that make him undroppable. He is just, I mean, he's only got, I think, 1.5 or 2 stars of current ability. Past Kev, normal Kev, doesn't have a second look at him. But looking at how he actually plays, he scores goals, he creates, he's got a good free kick on him. How do I not pick him? He's too good. Cleburne are ahead against Carolina. So as it stands, we'll finish the episode top of the league again. And Hernandez has just missed again. Hernandez he's a little bit hit and miss at the moment. We've just had an offer, as it is the January transfer window for Jackson Hernandez, an offer of £0. It wasn't difficult to turn down, but it is interesting to see that clubs are interested in Jackson. We've not actually had an offer for Jorge. They're both, in fact, the whole squad pretty much, I think with the exception of Stephen Stone, who's just signed a new contract because he got a grumpy on and wanted one. And I'm like, well, you are playing quite well. Yeah, you can have one. But the entirety of the rest of the squad are out of contract at the end of the season. There's not been any pre-contract offers come in yet, but it is something we're going to need to keep an eye on as the season goes on. I'm a little bit wary to offer too many new contracts, as this is a team. I mean, a lot of these players have been here 3 or 4 years now, and what a goal again from Williams. And as we've struggled so much to get out of this league, if we do go up this year, I really don't want the core of my team to be the same core that's taken so long to get out of this league. Whereas if we are down here, at least we know this bunch of players is going to finish top 3. So that's why I'm holding off renewing a lot of these contracts, because if we're in this league, a lot of them probably get renewed. If we get promoted, probably less of them are going to get renewed. Although realistically, probably the Hernandez are here for the long haul. But 3-0 at half-time. This is much more like what we were supposed to do in that last game. Rhode Island are ahead in their game. Carolina have just equalised against Cleburne. I can't see how Coyotes are getting on because we've jumped back in for another highlight. Brook thundering the ball forward, and Hernandez turns quite slowly, but quickly enough to get past his man, and he's through on goal again here. And I don't really know how he kept the ball with 2 defenders and a goalkeeper on him, but somehow he emerged the other side of all of them with the ball still at his feet. And it's a very, very easy tap in for Jorge Hernandez. Let's try and work out what's gone on here. Failed tackle, failed piece of goalkeeping interception, and 4-0 to us. This is what we should have done in the last game. Where was this Bourne in the last match? Cullen with the throw. Stone back to Goncalves. Cross comes in. No one there, but they lump it forward, and we've just got these 2 guys stood at the back here, ready to lump it right back again. Brook takes his time. Actually doesn't do the lump. Plays it to Goncalves. Out wide to Cullen now. He's got Huyan ahead of him. Does deliver it to Huyan, who now turns and starts his run. Stone back to Cullen again. This is some relatively patient build-up play for us, which is a little bit uncharacteristic. Huyan trying for the crossfield pass and fails, and this is why we're trying to be a bit more patient, 'cause at least it kept hold of the ball. Whereas when we have tried to be a bit more attacking, we gave it away. But Hernandez is intercepted here. Hernandez, he was looking for an option. He didn't really have the shot on, but also didn't really have anyone to pass to. Ball over the top for Hernandez this time, though. But he's still stood in an offside position from the previous phase of the move, so it is disallowed. It's a nice finish. It's a little bit of a shame it doesn't result in a goal, but it is still 4-0. Throw for us. Cullen now gives it to Stone. Stone's having another very good game as that back-to-goal target man, just letting the other 3 attackers play off him. He's not weighed in with a goal yet today, but he's been one of the more impressive players. This is why I'm happy to give him a new contract, because we kind of use him as that pivot point and work around him, and it's very impressive to watch. It reminds me of Micah Beerith from the home save this year, when we were playing him as a target man, and how everything went through Beerith for that couple of years where he was our main man going forward. Huyan now on the right-hand side, running at his fullback again. Cross comes in. Stone couldn't get there. Williams hits the post. Hernandez, I think, has hit the post as well. Both of those 2 looking for a hat-trick, but the frame of the goal denying them both. And we've now got a corner. 23 minutes left on the clock. It's Hernandez to take. It's an in-swinger looking for Brook, but it's headed clear. It's going to end up back with Jorge Hernandez, I think. It does. And there's Brook, who, I mean, he doesn't know how to do football, does he? All he can do is head and lump. Goncalves is going to come off for Briones here, and we're going to drop Booth back to the deep lying playmaker. In fact, no, we're not going to take Booth off as well. I'm just going to freshen up the entire midfield. And then also we're going to take off Huyan, bring on Jackson Hernandez, and get the two hat-trick boys both out wide. Level playing field then. If they want a hat-trick, they both have to come in off the wings to do it. And it gets some game time for Jackson Hernandez as well, because I don't want him to get upset and want to leave, because it is very, very handy having a player who's scored, I think he's our all-time record goal scorer of about 70 goals in 3 years. That's a very handy man to have on the bench. Flores does play it forward to Jackson Hernandez, but his goal is disallowed. And once again, it remains 4-0. I need to check in on what's going on in these other games. Are we top of the league, or are we finishing the episode down in second, which would lead to much sadness? It looks like, in fact, Carolina have gone ahead in their game. Rhode Island ahead in theirs. Do we know how Coyotes are doing? Coyotes also ahead in theirs. So everyone around us is winning. Just as well, we've managed to pick up the win as well. This is the first time in a long time that this top 3, top 4 look like they all want to get promoted. So this might be, we might be witnessing the early stages of an end of season run in here, where somebody is going to get a hold of this league and go and win it. And I hope that somebody ends up being us, not Carolina, who seem to have emerged from nowhere. I don't even remember mentioning them in a previous episode, but they have stormed through to take top spot from us today. And we need to make sure that by the time you're next with me for our next episode on Monday, next episode on Monday, that we've regained that top spot. Let's have a look at the schedule for the remainder of the season. We're probably going to come back for one more in-betweeny match and then do the season finale. So we'll pick a couple of interesting games from somewhere in this little batch of matches here for Monday's episode. And then, fingers crossed, Tuesday, we win the title. I don't want the playoffs this year. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.